Good morning. We are on lesson 38 and I forgot to open my book. Okay, so today we're actually doing the same thing as yesterday. The objective is to find the product of a whole number and a mixed number using the distributive property. Yesterday's was find the product of a whole number and a mixed number using the distributive property. So it's the same thing, just like I said yesterday. So we're just going to show it the same way. I'll do it this way. And a couple of them I'll do it that other way that I taught you yesterday. But again, distributive property is actually a quicker and almost like a less messy way if you think about it, because there are fewer chances to actually really get it wrong, I guess is the best way. There we go. Is that a little better? All right. So the first one, the number 1, A and B, they just want us to put the two numbers that go in there in the lines. We don't actually have to do the problem. So, I mean, we could, obviously. But the first one is 7 times 3 4/5. And I like working down instead of across, and I think you guys know that. So what are we doing? We are taking our 7 times, and then we break this apart. Remember that? 3 plus 4/5. I covered up my eraser. I do have it here. We're just showing that 3 4/5 is 3 plus 4/5. Okay, so then we distribute that 7 to both of those. So we do 7 times 3 plus 7 times 4/5. Okay, oh yeah, so the answer for that blank was actually 7. That's what I just showed. And apparently I'm just going to do the problem because it makes more sense. So 7 times 3 is 21 plus 7 times 4 is 28/5. And now we need to fix this guy, right? 5 goes into 28 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. And we subtract and we get 3, so it's 3/5. I don't really have room. So that's 21 plus 5 and 3/5. So 21 and 5 is 26 and 3/5. Okay. Maybe the next one I won't do the whole problem. B, what is going to go in each of those lines? You're distributing 3 times 12 and 7/8. You're distributing that 3 to 12 and to 7/8. So in the first, it should be 3 times 12 plus 3 times 7/8. All right, on to number 2. 7 times 8 and 2/5. Okay, so instead of writing 8 plus 2/5 in parentheses, you could probably just at this point distribute that if you're comfortable. It's up to you. 7 times 8 plus 7 times 2/5. If you'd like to separate this at first, that's fine. I certainly don't have a problem with that. So 7 times 8 is 56 plus 7 times 2 is 14/5. That looks terrible, but 5 into 14 twice. We subtract, we have 4/5. So 56 plus 2 and 4/5. Add my whole numbers, we have 58 and 4/5. Look good? Looks good. Let's practice another one. The next one, we have 4 and 5/6 times 9. I'm going to put the 9 first. There's no reason for me to change everything and make it look backwards and confuse myself. Put the 9 first. When you're multiplying, it doesn't matter what order it's in. 4 and 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to distribute that 9 to the 4 and to the 5, 6. So we are at 9 times 4 plus 9 times 5, 6. 9 times 4 is 36 plus 9 times 45, 6. Now, how many times does 6 go into 45? It is 7, 42, 3, so in 3, 6, equivalent fraction 1/2. So 36 plus 7 and 3, 6. 36 plus 7, 43, and 3, 6. Good? Good. We're already on C. 3 times 8 and 11 twelfths. We're going to distribute that 3 to the 8 and to the 11 twelfths because it's part of the fraction. 3 times 8 plus 3 times 11 twelfths. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 3 times 11 is 33 twelfths. 12 into 33. It's going to go in twice. Because if I count by 12s, I have 12, 24, 36. 36 is too high. So 24. So you can't do 3 minus 4. So regroup, please. Oops, 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. So 9 twelfths. We have 24 plus 2 and 9 twelfths. 24 and 2 is 26 and 9 twelfths. 26 and 9 twelfths, good. Okay, D. D is 5 times 20 and 8 tenths. So we're going to distribute that 5 to the 20 and to the 8 tenths. This is saying there's 5 20s and there's 5 8 tenths. So 5 times 20 plus 5 times 8 tenths. 5 times 20 is 100, right? Plus 5 times, 40 tenths. What is 40 tenths? What's 40 divided by 10? That's right, it is 4. 104. Look at this, we are already on the back. Excellent. Okay, 25 and 4 tenths times 4. I'm switching that around. There's no reason for me to try to work backwards here and confuse myself. 4 times 25 and 4 100ths. So we want 25 4 times and we want 4 100ths 4 times. So let's distribute that 4. So 4 times 25 plus 4 times 4 100ths. 4 times 25 is 100. We just had that. 4 times 4, 1600ths. That, boys and girls, is just a regular old fraction, isn't it? So our answer is 100 and 1600ths. I like that one. Okay, the distance around the park is 2 5/10 miles. Cecilia ran around the park 3 times. How far did she run? So we're doing 3 times 2 5/10. So I'll do this one 2 ways. I'll do it the way we've been doing it, and then I'll do it that other way that I showed you yesterday. The way that probably your parents learned how to do it. We're distributing that 3 to the 2 and to the 5/10. So we have 3 times 2 plus 3 times 5/10. So that's 5/10 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15 tenths. You can go off to the side and divide it, but I know that 10 goes into 15 once, and I have 5 left over. So I just was able to do that in my head. Let's add those, 7 and 5 tenths. Okay, and this would be miles, and you would write your answer statement. Cecilia ran 7 and 5 tenths mile around the park. So let me do it the other way, just to show you, because this is kind of a easier one to show. 3 and 2 and 5 tenths. Okay, so the other way would be to change this to an improper fraction. So 3 times, so 2 times 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25 tenths. So now you have to do 3 times 25. So I mean, I know that 3 times 25, so I'm thinking quarters, is 75. So that one's not too hard. But that's where, like, if this number were like 9 and this were like 24, it's harder to do that, and you have to do a little bit more work. So, but if that's the way you want to do it, that's the way you want to do it. So 3 times 25 is 75 tenths. And then I would go off to the side. So this way certainly works. And like in this case, this was a really easy one to do, but they're not all easy like that. So 70, and we subtract, we have 5 tenths. So again, if you like this way better, go for it. You can do that. As long as you are going to get the right answer and you show some kind of work, you're good. All right, the last one. Windsor the dog ate 4 3/4 snack bones each day for a week. How many bones did Windsor eat that week? So we only have one number here, but it says a week. So we have to remember that there are 7 days of a week. Did some of you think that there were going to be 5 days of the week? That's school days. We want 7 days in a week. 4 3/4. So we are multiplying these. If you want, I'll show you this, or the 2 separate ways too. So we do 7 times 4, because we know that we have to take that 4 7 times, plus 7 times 3/4. We have 3/4 7 times, so we have to get them all in. Okay, 7 times 4 is 28, plus 7 times 3 is 21/4. 4 into 21 goes 5 times 4 is 21/4. So 28 plus 5 and 1/4. Whoops, my 4 did not come out well. 28 and 5 would be 33 and 1/4. There's my answer. So then you have your answer statement. How many bones did Windsor eat that week? Windsor ate 33 and 1/4 bones each week, or for a week. Let me show you the other way to do that. 7 times 4 and 3/4. So the other way is to switch this to an improper fraction. 7 times 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3, 16, 17, 18, 19 fourths. And so even though we know how to multiply, this is where it gets a little trickier, because you can mess up the multiplication part of 9 times 7 is what? 63. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6. So, oh my goodness, 133/4. But now I have to do 4 into 133. 3, 12, subtract, bring down my 3. Oh, we get 3. 3 times 4 is 12 again. Subtract, we get 1, we get 1/4. So, did we get the same answer? Yes, we did. So again, whichever way works for you is fine by me, as long as you are proficient in one way. All right, so there is problem set 38, boys and girls. Enjoy.